This is a disturbing but reported tactic in immigration enforcement. Here's a breakdown of what this phrase, deportation trap, means, how these operations typically work, and the context surrounding them. Summary. A deportation trap refers to a law enforcement operation where immigration authorities lure individuals to a specific location, most notoriously, by impersonating court officials or sending fake court notices, under the false pretense of a routine legal proceeding, only to arrest and detain them for deportation. How these traps typically work. 1. The bait. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agents, sometimes in cooperation with other agencies, identify a group of migrants with final deportation orders who have not reported for removal. To locate them, they use a ruse. 2. The ruse. The most common method is to send out fake official-looking notices. These notices might be labeled as a required hearing, case update, or mandatory appointment. Falsely imply that the recipient has a new opportunity to present their case or apply for a benefit. Use official seals and language that mimic real court or government documents. 3. The setup. The notices direct the individuals to report to a specific location at a certain time. This location could be a designated ICE office, a neutral government building, or even a fake courtroom set up for the operation. 4. The trap. When the migrants arrive, expecting to see a judge or an official for a legitimate legal process, they are instead met by ICE agents who place them under arrest and begin the process of deporting them. Notable real-world examples. Operation Haven't a Clue, 2011, ICE in Los Angeles sent letters to over 2,000 immigrants stating they were eligible for an immigration benefit, and needed to report to a federal building. Upon arrival, 100 were immediately arrested. A federal judge later condemned the tactic, calling it a violation of the Fourth Amendment, and fundamentally unfair. New York Court Sting, 2019, ICE agents posed as plainclothes police officers and waited near a Queens courthouse to detain immigrants as they arrived for the scheduled hearings. This led to widespread outcry from judges and district attorneys, who argued it undermined the justice system by deterring witnesses and victims from appearing in court. Recent reports, 2023-2024, advocacy groups and news outlets have continued to report on instances, particularly in Florida and Texas, where migrants received fake court notices or texts directing them to appointments that turned out to be ICE enforcement actions. The rationale from enforcement agencies. ICE has defended similar tactics in the past, arguing that they are a safe and efficient way to arrest individuals who have already exhausted their legal appeals and have a final order of removal. It minimizes the risk of confrontation that can occur during home or workplace raids. It targets fugitive aliens who have defied a judge's order to leave the country. The profound criticisms and consequences. This practice is highly controversial and faces severe criticism from immigration attorneys, judges, and human rights organizations. 1. Erosion of trust in legal systems. Impersonating court officials or fabricating court documents severely undermines the integrity of the judicial system. If migrants cannot trust a notice from the court, they may not show up for legitimate hearings, leading to orders of deportation in absentia. 2. Due process concerns. These tactics are seen as a violation of due process. The legal system is based on the principle that individuals will appear voluntarily when summoned by a neutral court. Using this process as a weapon betrays that fundamental compact. 3. Deterrence from cooperation. When immigrants, including crime victims and witnesses, fear that any interaction with any government building could be a trap, they are far less likely to report crimes or cooperate with law enforcement, making communities less safe for everyone. 4. Psychological impact. It creates immense fear and trauma within immigrant communities, who feel they can trust no official communication. Conclusion. The phrase, deportation trap, describes a deliberate and deceptive enforcement strategy that prioritizes the efficient arrest of immigrants over the integrity of the legal system. While authorities see it as a tool for dealing with those who have final removal orders, critics view it as an unethical tactic that undermines due process, erodes trust in public institutions, and inflicts trauma on vulnerable communities.